Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Casting the Spotlight, episode number 166. It's hard to believe we've been doing this 100 episodes since we executed the order, you know?
Yeah, I distinctly remember playing that recording.
Oh yeah.
That episode.
Oh yeah. No, I had to clear my throat before this because I was like, God damn, whatever that tickle is, it's irritable, you know?
It's February. That's
tickle. True. That's true. That's indeed.
It's probably part of it. It's just getting in them cold days. The long cold days.
I know. Well, daylight savings time is going to kick in literally only a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's crazy. But there'll be longer days and it'll be like you know, daylight wise. So it'll be kind of nicer.
It'll be warmer before you know it.
Oh yeah.
That's how it always goes, man.
Yeah.
Changing of the seasons, they happen before you know it. It feels like when you're in them, though, you're in them.
So now people are already looking at baseball season and everything, which they forget about after the first few weeks anyway. Everybody's always pumped for opening day.
I haven't even seen anybody looking forward to it. I mean, it's kind of a bummer. It just feels like until they allow people to actually watch it, baseball's kind of dead.
Picking up the discussion from last week. No, I feel like that was a good, solid effort though. We rehashed the Super Bowl and everything, and we just talked about like the aftermath of that. It is sad in a lot of ways though. No more football for several months.
Yeah.
So
a weekend without football was like, damn, it's gone.
It was a longer weekend, not necessarily in the best way, but
still nice to have a weekend. But yeah,
I think it's time for another edition of the new segment here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching, you know that we've been drawing a category, comparing that specific thing, the main thing, to a gauntlet of others in this segment. Just, who wins out,
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Just the main category over everything else.
Yep. What do you got? So this time we drew sodas. And last week it was Star Wars characters, wrestlers before that. And we've done a whole lot of different
music albums.
Yeah. Social skill game activities. Yeah. Fucking comedy movies.
BS.
The Walking Dead characters. Horror movies. The weakest installment in a horror franchise. That one was different because that gave a little bit of light to those in a way. I mean, we shat on them, but it gave a little bit of like, hey, we wouldn't talk about some of these otherwise. And
and some of them won out over the other one, so that means they were at least better than the thing they were up against.
Yeah.
So sodas.
Good old fucking soda pop, depending on where you're at, or a Coke. The name brand, it wins out.
Coke. Well, your main is going to be the Dr. Pepper.
Regular Dr. Pepper? I had a feeling, I don't know why, but I had a feeling maybe you'd choose that.
I just thought, I'm like, I know it's not your absolute favorite, but it's still a damn quality soda.
No, it definitely is, for sure. No, I like it a lot more than some other things. But we'll see.
We shall
compared
see.
to what you got.
So first up, we have Dr. Pepper or Fanta Orange.
Oh man, Fanta Orange is pretty fucking good. What do you think of Fanta Orange?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's
some people have shit on me for
orange soda. It's probably I want it to be a Fanta.
Yeah. I think I do like it more than Sunkissed.
Yeah, me too. I think.
Some people don't like. They're like, oh, it's not. It's just like Fanta. Honestly, it's fine. You can admit that Coke has the largest amount of winning products that taste the best. Their version of that. They're like, even at times, and we could have a root beer discussion too, but like Barks, like sometimes whenever you get a Barks, it just absolutely fucking slaps. In a way that Mug or A&W sometimes doesn't even though A&W might be better overall. But it's between those two. Because sometimes I'm like, man, But sometimes, whenever you get a Barks, like every once in a while, and like you don't have it that often, like it is 10 out of 10. Like it's fantastic. But that's another soda that I really like, but I don't buy all that much.
I don't really buy.
But you don't see
root beer
Barks
that much.
going through the aisles, and I'm like, I noticed that. I'm like, they got Sprite, they got Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Cherry Coke, sometimes Vanilla Coke, and a lot of those. But it's like you guys never even have the like they got Pib. They even got Pib Zero in a lot of places now.
Yeah.
But like you don't see Barks at places. You see all this other stuff, and I'm like, why? I'm like, it's Coke's brand of Dr. Pepper, or root beer Dr. Pepper. Well, Pib is the version of Dr. Pepper. Basically, that's the same thing, kind of thing. Because neither one of those is a cola. You know? But it's like not a root beer and not a light soda.
Yeah. Kind of in the in between.
So.
Yeah, and I also like a grape. A fan of grape.
Yeah.
And they're like the main one when you think of for a grape soda. I don't really, at least I guess we're Midwest, but like.
There's Sunkist too. We probably drank that growing up a little bit.
Maybe some, but I feel like I've seen a lot more Fanta grape than
I'm sure it is
Sunkist
better.
grape.
Because it's Cokes. But no, you can't tell me, like, we even had this discussion on, like, Sprite whooping the shit out of the other white sodas.
Oh yeah, dude, Sprite.
That's what I mean.
Sprite will fucking hit a stunner and all the other fucking white sodas out there.
It will. It just absolutely sucks. So anyway, I got regular good old DP. What's it going against?
The Fanta Orange.
I will agree and say I think maybe Fanta Orange is superior, maybe. Probably. I might take Dr. Pepper by a little bit on that one. I really like Fanta Orange, though. That's a hard one, but I'm like...
Dr. Pepper or Fanta Orange.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pepper up 1-0. Dr. Pepper or, we're just kind of talking about it, Sprite.
Fuck. That might be an issue. Tough. These days, I've definitely drank more DP than Sprite, probably.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's what a lot of my family drinks. Like, if my grandpa, my mom, or my sister have a soda, any soda of any kind, it is probably a 90 or better % chance that it's going to be a Dr. Pepper, a regular Dr. Pepper. And there's nothing wrong with regular Dr. Pepper, but I'm like, that just goes to show you, like, all three of them, that would be, and none of them, I guess my grandpa does, but my mom and my sister don't drink soda all that much, but that is what they pick too.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, it's starting to become a pretty big.
It's growing.
Big
You've
soda.
seen the growth over the years, you know. But they've always done that too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So.
There's one I feel like my grandma kept in the house. Too.
Here's the difference, because I really like DP and I really like Sprite. Now,
Watch how I say DP.
DP. Well, you know, Dr. Pepper, man. Come on. You guys know. But here's the thing: is Sprite has less competition in their thing. Like they just laid to waste their group. But Pib's actually still pretty good. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Which is Dr.
Pib's
Pepper's.
pretty fire.
And the main difference between those two, the taste is a lot of the same. You can tell they're kind of trying to be sort of this, you know, same type of thing, type of soda. You know what I mean? But different. But one of the main differences is Dr. Pepper's smooth, and Pib is like spicy, kind of like, you know what I mean? It's got a bite. But I really enjoy both of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Sprite lays its fucking brothers and sisters to waste. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the lemon lime. It's got the lemon lime being one.
It fucking puts people like hated Sierra Mist so bad it fucking went out of business, and then they rebranded it as
Starry.
yeah, as
And
Starry.
Starry.
It might taste a
to
little
break
better.
it to you. It ain't going anywhere.
Like what do you mean?
It's
not
Starry
gonna-
is gonna stay
And Sprite's gonna
where
win.
it's at.
Yeah, but and I would even say like 7-Up isn't too bad either.
No, 7-Up is better than Starry.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like,
Sprite, 7-Up, sorry.
Yeah.
Same as Dinner with Sierra Mist, for sure. That being said, obviously that's not the question. Dr. Pepper or regular Sprite, both the originals, man. That is tough. That's a really tough one. This is what I would say. I'm gonna take Sprite.
Yeah, Sprite's one of my favorites. I think.
One of the big reasons why, though, is because that might be their favorite, or like a lot of people's favorite right now is Dr. Pepper. But I am not like that. I don't have to only depend on that. Like I am so fucking I'm willing to drink a ton of different kinds of soda. So that isn't like my hill to die on. You know what I mean? I could still have a bib if they're like, we have Coke products. And if they don't have Dr. Pepper, you know what I mean? So that's fine. Whereas like, if I was really feeling a white soda, or if I'm like Sprite, and they'd be like, oh, we have Sierra Mist, I wouldn't still be like, oh, that's fine. I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm having dark soda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I wouldn't pivot if I was going for the Dr. Pepper or the Pib, because they're both on better equal playing field. You know what I mean? And also, Dr. Pepper is really good, the original, but in the grand scheme, I don't think it's as high as Dark Berry or Cherry Dr. Pepper. You know what I mean? That's my list. I think it's third, but it's great. It's the regular.
Honestly,
it's
that
the
blackberry Dr. Pepper's fire too. I thought.
It is. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, the cherry Dr. Pepper. That's probably my favorite cherry cola. Is the Dr. Pepper cherry.
What's next?
So you took which one did you
took
take?
Sprite on that
Sprite. So it's 1-1.
And Sprite always helped me when I was sick.
Sprite's.
Maybe I should get a Sprite right now. My voice don't sound great.
Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola. Classic.
Coke.
I figured that was probably gonna be a win. But
Coke for sure, baby.
It's the classic, you know.
Yeah. It stood tall, fucking head and shoulders and a roof and a mile above everybody. For a minute, based on sales, they have
their hand in everything too,
Yeah.
sponsorship wise. They're just
they do.
all right. So 1-2, Dr. Pepper is down. Dr. Pepper or Cherry Pepsi.
I like Cherry Pepsi a lot. And I like it more than regular Pepsi. And there is a debate, because we've talked about this before too with Corey and whoever else, like about Cherry Coke versus Cherry Pepsi, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think I like the cherry flavor in Pepsi a little more. Whatever they did to it, that's more, it's just a little bit different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's no way I would take classic Pepsi over classic Coke.
I'd probably go Dr. Pepper cherry, Pepsi cherry, Coke cherry.
But I really like cherry Coke still.
Yeah, it's not bad by any means. I'd still take it if it was at a restaurant.
Dr. Pepper or cherry Pepsi?
Yep.
I'm probably gonna say Dr. Pepper by a little bit.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
2-2. Rolling on to the fifth. Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew Code Red.
Dang. I really like Code Red, but I noticed the last few times I bought it, I don't drink it as quickly as I used to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's because, and it's not because I don't think it's any worse or anything, or they're making it worse or something like that. But I'm like, I don't know if I want to drink it all the time, like I, did. Like I still really like it, but I don't necessarily always want to drink 12 of them all that quickly. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It's good still. I guess that's just my variant of like, because I don't like them any less, but I think that's just my taste have pivoted a little bit. And even if I get Mountain Dew, more times than not, like it'll be like if Livewire came in 12 packs, I'd probably buy that. But I just haven't seen that in a long time.
Dew?
It's one of them. It's probably between Mountain Dew Livewire and Baja Blast.
that Baja Blast is damn good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Code Red's classic. I used to get one of those like every day after work, or like not work, school, like junior year, I guess with Tyler and stuff. We get like chips and we get like a Polar Pop, and fucking I would get Code Red like a shitload of the time. Probably like
Just a
70% of the
fuckload
time.
Code Red
Yeah.
after
Probably 70% of the time. It was a lot. The way I'm feeling these days, though, it may take Dr. Pepper a little bit over it.
All right, so Dr. Pepper jumps back up in the lead.
Uh-oh.
3-2.
It's a long way from over, though.
It is.
What do we got?
So this is one that I don't know if you have drank a lot of it, really. But it's one that, like, in recent years, as a kid, I used to never drink it, really. But in recent years, I might just be an old man, but I'm like, I enjoy this. Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
Dr. Pepper.
I figured that it is. I just had to throw it in there for
it's
the
not
randomness
bad.
of it.
But even I still have some of those fruit ones in there, and I'm like, they're pretty good, but I'm like, I don't necessarily grab them as like there's the most of them in there right now.
Yeah.
It's good.
I kind of like the regular more.
It's not, yeah, it's, you know, but even the regular is good too to me, but I'm like, I don't know if I like those as much as I like a lot of sodas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's still kind of like a soda, but it's like drier, I guess.
I get a mini one usually. I get the mini
That's
packs
probably
and
not
I
bad.
drink like mini cans of them. They're good. But yeah, standing up in a soda competition, it is kind of hard because it is sort of a soda, but I
Yeah.
don't treat it or really see it necessarily as a soda. I see it as ginger ale. It's kind of separate. You know
It
what I
is,
mean?
but it's still carbonated.
It is.
And it's got
a
sugar,
soda,
so
and
it's
it's
like,
in the soda aisle.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I see what you mean, but it's hard to separate it,
Yeah.
really. You know what I mean? Like, I guess you can say I like ginger ale, and that is still kind of separate, but it kind of gets clubbed in with the sodas and the carbonated drinks because it is one of the same in a lot of ways, even if the taste isn't like a typical soda. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it kind of like a club soda?
So it is different, but it's never gonna be like all right. Well, here's the ginger ale aisle.
No. It's in the same aisle because it fits in.
That makes sense.
The most with that.
I don't dislike it though. I mean, they're fine. I like those more than, you know, I'm sure plenty of other drinks still.
Yeah.
You know.
So Dr. Pepper 4-2. Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
Yeah, regular Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say at this point. I think Dr. Pepper Cherry definitely takes Dr. Pepper for me.
Dude, you need to try that wild berry one again though. You'll love it.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it from what I remember. That's the thing though. I only had like a few cans of it, so I can't really like have a justification to the point. And that's how I feel with the blackberry. Like I bought a 12-pack of it.
Did you?
Because I'm like I want to.
It's good.
I want to have a good taste of it because I enjoy
To
it.
know what it is, how it is, instead of
How
just
does it
one
live
soda.
up to me, you know?
Yeah, that's true. So you take cherry and so you have to try dark berry to see if you take it over regular DP.
Probably. And the blackberry I'm going to have to decide too. Like Dr. Pepper I do enjoy, but like they're coming out with more and more of them at this point, and it's like
You never
some
tried
of
that
them hit.
coconut one, did you?
I did.
Well,
It's
better than
not
the
going to
strawberry one.
overtake.
It was better than nothing except
And
the strawberry
it's-
one.
Yeah, the regular's over strawberry. The regular's over the coconut one.
The regular's over the cream soda one too.
Yeah, but
The cream soda one's good.
Honestly, the cream soda one I really like.
Is it over regular? For you?
Probably not. I don't know though. Damn, that's a tough one. Hopefully that's
We're gonna
not
get
on
way
my
on
list.
track. Well, no, I was trying to whenever I laid out all my Dr. Peppers in like the order and stuff. I was like trying to figure out where I had everything. And cream soda one was right in the middle, above several of those other ones, but not quite as high as cherry, regular, or dark berry. Dark berry, cherry.
Damn, it's been a
regular.
minute since I've had the cream soda at this point too. But
See-
I bought a few 12-packs of that, so I know I
Very,
fucking liked it.
very few
That's the
have
thing.
actually eclipsed regular Dr. Pepper. That's the thing. Of its own kind, you know what I mean? Very few.
Yeah. So what did you take? You took the regular over the blackberry.
Yeah. I like the blackberry though a lot. I did.
So it's 5-2.
And I noticed that the more I drank it over this like week of having it and stuff, I'm like the more I did like it, and I was like, it's pretty good. I don't know how far it'll get up there.
And Haley said that she thought it was really good too. It was like, I did enjoy it. It kind of did have
staying
that,
in stores.
Yeah. Kind of did have the feel of a cherry Dr. Pepper for the fact that it was like kind of a fruity and smooth kind of Dr. Pepper. Yeah, it was more like berry. It was pretty damn good.
It was.
All right, so 5-2 in favor.
It's kicking
of
some
Dr.
ass.
Pepper. Dr. Pepper, it's got to run the gambit. Dr. Pepper or A&W root beer.
See, this is another one of those things. I kind of feel almost like, I kind of feel for Barks and A&W the same way I feel as regular Dr. Pepper and Pibb in a lot of ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they're both, even if they don't have one, I'm like, the other one is phenomenal. So I'm like, that's fine. You know? So it's not really like that much of a loss. Like, and the thing is A&W's smoother and definitely Barks has more bite. You know?
Yeah.
So like if I'm making a float, I would prefer to probably make it with A&W, you know, than Barks. But if I'm drinking it, I'll have either one. But
matter.
Obviously that's the thing. Yeah, I don't. People go, what the, like, how the fuck much can you elaborate on a soda? Because doing this is different than obviously doing some of the other categories. But this is hilarious though because
It's
we're
just
big. We both
reference.
Oh yeah. So A&W root beer versus Dr. Pepper, huh? I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say A&W root beer by a hair, maybe tonight at least. But you know, neither Barks or A&W root beer is the best root beer. You know what the best root beer of all time was?
What?
Whenever I ordered those fucking ones from that Mark Twain dinette in
Yeah, those are good.
in where the fuck Hannibal, Missouri,
Yeah.
where Kane's from actually. Fucking so those were a family-owned place, like, you know, made their own root beer. You know, the first time I had it was a gallon of it, and I was like, this is the creamiest, smoothest, like most delicious root beer I've ever had in my life. Like, and that place is just a, you know, it's just a one-stop deal. Like, that's the only place in the world that it's at.
Yeah.
And
Home,
then I
home
ordered
brew.
multiple times a 24-pack of bottles, and they got more and more expensive. And now I don't even know if you can buy them online. No.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
I did it twice.
That shit was also expensive because it was heavy shipping. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. And not breaking them and having to make sure that
Yeah.
shit was taken care of for sure. That all played a part. But that was the best root beer I've ever had in my life. That was probably one of the top sodas I've ever had. Top 5 ever. Was that homemade? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe top 3.
But you took
Shit was
A&W.
tremendous. I would take A&W at least by a hair. I don't know if that one's definitive either. That's the way I'm feeling though, and I'm not just giving a point to it either.
So it's 5-3 in favor of Dr. Pepper. Now this is the ultimate question. We've kind of hinted around it. So what's it gonna be? Dr. Pepper or Pibb Extra?
Oh. I'm probably often gonna go with Dr. Pepper, but it's around me more, so I don't buy it as much. Whereas sometimes, not even too often, but sometimes I'll buy a pack of Pibb, you know. So I don't really buy it because I'm just, if I go to my grandma or my grandpa's, or if I go, you know what I mean, like I'm gonna be around Dr. Pepper, plus it's at every restaurant too, pretty much. So I don't really buy a 12-pack of it that often.
Yeah.
But I will get it places, you know. But I think Dr. Pepper's got maybe a little more legs underneath them as far as their, like, the brand and everything, and like the whole, you know. But Pibb is great, and like
Pibb
it's
is good.
as far as taste,
have a
it's
bite,
I would definitely argue that it's different, but I would argue that it's every bit as good, but it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, no matter which one they have or don't have, I'm like, I'm fine with it because it's gonna be good. But yeah, I'm gonna take a
Dr.
break a
Pepper.
little bit. Is that the end of it?
There's one more.
Oh,
So it's-
man, over that. Woo.
6-3
Let's see what we got.
in favor of the Dr. Pepper. So it's gonna win out regardless. But Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Now do Baja Blast by at least a little bit. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was
no,
it's at
it's
Taco
tremendous.
Bell for a while.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then like the first year it came out, remember they had Taco Bell exclusive on the cans and shit. And it was like, oh, they're only gonna be in for the summer. And then they started coming back more and more. Oh.
No,
What a
now it's in stores all the time too.
Mhm.
I buy it here and there. I don't buy it.
I don't buy
the
it
time.
all the time.
You know, I do buy, and that's the thing. I do buy cherry Dr Pepper a lot. Like since I've been here, I've bought it a lot.
In a minute. I do try to switch up the sodas I buy
Mm-hmm.
pretty much every time I buy one because
My rotation of a few is like it's different pretty much each time.
Yeah.
Vanilla Coke is like the only one that repeats the most.
Anytime I buy one, I usually rotate between a cycle, I guess, but yeah, I don't ever buy, for the most part, back to back the same soda unless it is just like an exclusive. It's only going to be in for a minute, and I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Which then you don't even have to put it in your fridge. You can just have it whenever you're
Yeah.
ready to throw it in there. So I guess it's mine up next, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you made a few decisions in your list, and makes me kind of wonder if I should adjust mine or not. You're not supposed to know what that means, but I'm just letting you know.
Well, you can
Yeah,
adjust
alright.
it on the fly here.
Your main one is Sprite.
Oh man, I love some Sprite.
It's gonna run the gauntlet, and we'll see what survives. First up, we got Sprite or Cherry 7-Up.
Sprite's gonna beat the shit out of some Cherry 7-Up.
Really? Do you like Cherry 7-Up?
Yeah,
I used to buy it
It's-
a lot.
I
or
feel
here
like-
and there.
I had it some. My mom used to buy the 2 liters of it,
Yeah.
but
2 liters are not the best.
no. That and
Oh.
also, Sprite's just fire, man. It's the lemon lime king, and 7-Up.
White soda, yeah.
You know. I mean, it's cherry, so it's a little different, but like even still, doesn't stand a chance.
So Sprite and 1-Up.
Yep.
All right, Sprite or A&W cream soda.
Sprite. Probably the best cream soda is Vest.
Yeah,
That's probably the cream soda that
I will buy
like the
A&W
most.
sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dr. Pepper and cream soda pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I want a cream soda, I'm not like I'm gonna try to probably get like those pink cans do the best. There's just something about
They're
it.
so
Drinking
good.
a cream soda out of that like pink swirly Vest can, it's like
No,
just
it's
nice,
so good.
man.
Well, that's local to here, you know.
Yeah. That's
Um,
probably why. I don't know. Maybe it's just
Well,
because
no.
we're here and
Most everybody that I know that likes cream soda, almost everybody says, like
Yeah,
if
but
I
they're
bring
here,
up
you know?
if I bring up the Vest, no, I know, but like they still had they could easily say A&W or some other kind. Almost
Yeah.
all of them are like, no, Vest is the best one.
But like people usually, their brands of shit and their cities and their like areas, a lot of times they end up liking that shit. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
because it's like that's where they grew up, that's what they adapted
That's what
to.
they have. They're
yeah.
gonna defend it.
Yeah.
So you're taking Sprite up on A&W cream soda?
Yeah.
Sprite or Mountain Dew Code Red?
It's kind of the discussion you had. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy Mountain Dew Code Red. Baja Blast is probably one of my favorite Mountain Dews next to, like, I really like the throwback ones. I don't even know if they have them anymore.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew throwback. I enjoyed that one a lot. I enjoyed the regular version of Mountain Dew a lot. Code Red is up there, but it's hard to say where it'd stand next to like the gauntlet of the other mountain. There's so many Mountain Dews.
Which Mountain Dews would be your top, like, you think? So Code Red's not number one above Baja, at least, right?
No. Like I said, when Throwback was around, it probably would be like 2.
Is Baja your number one?
Yeah. The
What about-
classic
what about
might be
Voltage?
3. Voltage was good. I think. What was the? It probably wouldn't even be up there, but I did enjoy that. Spark, wasn't that the like strawberry lemonade?
That one was good,
I
but I'm
liked
like,
that one.
I couldn't drink much
It's
of
kind
that
of
one.
a summery one though. Like
Yeah,
I buy that one in the summer.
I just,
but
I couldn't, I don't know.
I
They
kind
came
of
out with
enjoyed
a
how
lot of them.
They have like a tartness to it.
The game fuels are tart, and they are really good. Like, it tastes like they have 20 more grams of sugar in them. But like that
Yeah, those
red,
game fuels are wild.
that red game fuel is fantastic. I don't know where that would rank or how I would even put that in there, but that's one of the best probably.
Yeah.
The
Code
purple
Red,
one's pretty
man. Oh, damn. Yeah, the purple one. What is the purple one? I was just trying to think of
I-
that.
plum something maybe. I don't know if it was like a
Because that one was good too.
yeah. Because I brought him that one day. I was like, whenever you
Yeah.
were laid up.
I probably would have to go with Sprite though.
Yeah.
Like Sprite's just the classic. It's the OG. Like I said, it's probably up there for me. It's one of my favorites.
All right, we got Sprite or Coca-Cola Classic.
Probably Coke. By a hair.
Yeah.
Slim hair. It's like if we're going just straight up classic cola, that's what I want. You know.
Yeah.
It's like it's nothing tops it for what it is.
No.
Same with Sprite, but they're different things, you know. Completely different kind of drink.
So Coca-Cola getting the one up on Sprite. How about Sprite or Fanta grape soda?
Brought it up for a second. Yeah, I do like a Fanta grape. That's the thing. I don't want to drink a grape soda all the time, but like sometimes it just sounds so good.
It does.
Like it's like, man, especially on like a hot day or something. Like that's like the fruitier sodas sound really good when it's like kind of hot out. Like, man, I can fucking kill like a orange soda or grape soda or
Yeah.
something. All that being
Even
said,
the pineapple sodas are good.
yeah, the pineapple. Who was that? Sunkiss that had that pineapple.
Fanta had a pineapple.
Okay.
Too.
I was gonna say one of those pineapples was pretty damn. good.
Sunkist had like a peach. They have like a berry lemonade. They got a
Yeah, the berry lemonade's pretty good.
They got a
That's probably the best effort.
there's like a something mango is pretty good. But yeah, they got a bunch.
Yeah, I'm still going Sprite. I think.
Over grape soda.
Yeah.
All right, well Sprite's not gonna shit out of this list. Sprite or Pepsi?
Sprite.
Yeah, it's just laying them away. It's Shane O'Mac in this list. Oh man.
I mean, like, in Pepsi, you know, that's the thing. I won't be super disappointed if I'm like, hey, can I get a soda at somebody's house or something, and they give me a Pepsi. I'm not gonna be like,
For free?
no.
Fucking.
But I'm not like I wouldn't make a scene ever. But like I wouldn't even in my head be like, oh fuck.
No.
You know.
Well, I mean, like,
it's not like an issue.
if you have nothing else to
But-
drink, and that's why we bring coolers everywhere. So we're never
Bring
in that
your own
situation.
That's you can always bring your own
You can.
taste of things.
It's hard
you know?
not to do after you start doing it because you're like, I can just bring all the shit I want. At any point, I got whatever I want,
Yeah.
whenever I want. You know? If I need this, if I need a water, a tea, a fucking Coke, a this,
Nope,
you're like,
just reach
a
in
beer,
there.
yeah, you're like, I got everything. All right, so Sprite slapped the dog shit out of Pepsi too. Big shocker there. Sprite or Barks root beer?
Probably Sprite.
Oh,
I don't,
man.
I don't buy root beer all that often.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't either. And like dude, whenever I was like elementary school, you know, probably even younger than that, root beer was my favorite.
that's what I was gonna say. As a
Number
kid,
one.
I drank a lot of root beer. It feels like, but I just don't that much anymore. And
No.
it still tastes good. I still enjoy it, but
Yeah.
I definitely buy and have in my fridge a lot more often Sprite than root beer.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're going Sprite.
Yeah.
All right, I think that is an ass whooping so far here of was it like 5
There's
to
one that went over it.
6 to 1? Yeah. Coke was the only one. Next up, we got Sprite or Vess Fruit Punch Soda.
Damn. Just for the like uniqueness of it, it's been so long since I had it, but I remember fucking loving that stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was great. I drank it growing up, and then I didn't see it for years. And then that gas station had it, and we ended up buying it a lot and shit.
Yeah, that era too, because we had it at the apartment a lot,
Yeah.
and it was so good.
And Vess Cream Soda.
I would just have, because we'd buy 2 liters of it,
Yeah.
and just drink it like in one night. We'd just be
Oh,
pouring
yeah.
glasses
Oh, they're
of that
so
shit,
good.
watching episodes of The Walking Dead and shit.
You can make a float out of that, like, Vess Cream Soda and be, like, one of the best you've ever had.
Yeah.
Like, that shit, oh my
The
god.
cream soda, yeah, mixes with that vanilla, so good.
Oh yeah.
I gotta take, I think, maybe the fruit punch by a little bit, just because there's that.
It's so good.
It's a local staple. There's the kind of a nostalgia aspect to it, you know.
See,
There's memories with it now.
the thing is like, Vess's version of, not that they wouldn't be good, I'm sure they're fine. I've had, I'm sure, most of them at one point or another in my life. But their root beer, their lemon lime white soda drink,
Yeah.
their DP version or their cola, none of them are as good as Dr. Pepper, Coke, Sprite. You know what I mean? Like, they're
Yeah.
not
They're not
A&W
gonna
or
hold a candle to
bars,
that.
you know. But the ones especially that are unique to them, like the cream soda and the fruit punch, like, theirs are better than anybody else's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Including A&W's. As far as the cream soda goes.
Yeah. Yeah, they know what they got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their
Their
They
uniqueness.
lay it all out, but yeah,
Yeah.
their fruit punch soda and their cream soda
Theirs are top tier. Absolute
are the
top
top.
tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. But, the other ones I'm sure aren't bad. I've had most of them at one point or another in my life. Alright, Sprite or Dr. Pepper Cherry.
Damn it. Dr. Pepper Cherry, man. That's one of my
Damn it.
absolute favorites.
Like it
for
was a
sure.
great regret of your life. Oh, man.
But yeah, I think, by a hair, I'd have to take Dr. Pepper Cherry.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites, for sure.
DP Cherry. Sprite or Fanta orange soda.
Probably Sprite. I think, yeah. I mean, like we said, when it comes to like orange and grape soda, Fanta is the king of it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I really am in the mood for those sodas, but like, I'm never not in the mood to have a Sprite. Pretty much, if somebody's like, "Hey, here's a Sprite," I'm gonna take it.
Yeah. It's refreshing, you know?
Yeah.
It heals
Very
you.
nice. Yeah, when I was sick, I drank a lot of them. You know,
So much-
mixed with some Kool-Aid.
So much bite and carbonation, it just does something to you, and you're like, you're fixed, you know? You eat that with some Ritz crackers, you'll be fine. That's what I did a lot.
So the school nurse would do for
Yeah,
you.
that's exactly what I would eat at home, like when I was sick, very often during like grade school.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom used to get those like mini cans of Sprite and stuff when I got sick and stuff too. I remember
And Ritz
that.
crackers, man, even the plain ass regular ones are fantastic.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the cheese.
So you took
Cheese, Ritz, bites.
You took Sprite 7-3,
Yeah.
only being topped by Coca-Cola, Vess Fruit Punch Soda, and Cherry Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, and you took what, Dr. Pepper 6-4.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, see, we both made them like the original kind of that.
Yeah.
No, like, variation of it, you know?
Yeah, it's the easiest to kind of run against the gambit when it's like the original thing against the variation of other things.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, do you want to take a break and then do Good, the Bad, and the Shits?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Stick with us and, yeah. Give yourselves a little break here while we take a break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Casting the Spotlight, episode number 166. 100 episodes since we executed the order. And here we are, you know.
Oh, yeah.
In what's left of the Emperor's world, you know.
What's left of it?
We are not down, though. We're optimistic. And you know what we got? A good round of the good, the bad, and the shits. Are you prepared for it?
I believe I'm prepared for it.
All right. Well, you guys know it. You guys love it. You enjoy it.
Yes. Yes, they
So,
do.
first
they know
up,
they do.
we've got overrated, underrated, or fair. We have got, what do you think of feature films based on a pro wrestler or pro wrestling? Overrated, underrated, or fair? Do you think there should be more of them? Do you think there should be less? Do you think what we have is fine, but it should be done better? I feel like some of it's been done really well, to be honest. Like Heels,
I think it's
The Wrestler.
Yeah, I think it's a little underrated, maybe. Like, I do think what we have is pretty good.
The Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw's good. We got that Queen of the Ring coming out this year. It's about the first like female wrestler that made like $1 million. Even like Nacho Libre was like Lucha Libre. Like it was a comedy film, but it was for what it was good. You know, Ready to Rumble, same thing. It was like a comedy film. It was very, very late 90s, early 2000s vibe, but like for what it was a very nostalgic, fun film. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of it. You know, it's not like one that's been dabbled. I don't want it to be over dabbled in by any means, but like you see a genuine number of like football films and baseball films and basketball films and soccer films and like all these sports that they have a number of films that are pretty decent. You know, you can think of a few for each of them that you're like, oh yeah, that was a good one, that was a good one. Wrestling doesn't really feel like it has it. Boxing too. Boxing's got some great films out there. Wrestling doesn't feel like it has that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have those like Iron Claw and The Wrestler. Those are kind of the two exceptions, but those are the only. Whereas like they were like really critically acclaimed and people like saw them on a critical level and were like, these are good, you know? So yeah, I feel like it could be kind of like dabbled in even a little more and done well if people are able to do it.
I think there's a lot of stories that would be really cool to bring to the silver screen, you know?
I even just watched that Dark Match horror movie that Shudder just released. It was like a wrestling-based horror movie. Chris Jericho was the like main
you did a review over it, didn't you?
antagonist, yeah. He's I feel like just popping up in more and more horror stuff. Chris Jericho. It's kind of just like getting his face out there in that genre.
So you liked it?
It was alright. It did give me a lot of vibes of like a Rob Zombie sort of movie.
Yeah.
Like it had the like backwoods cult kind of aspect going for it. It was like the very like flashy colors and like trippy camera work and stuff. So it kind of had like that vibe of Rob Zombie with it, but it was decent. Like it was kind of cool to see like a horror movie that was strictly like based around pro wrestling a little bit.
It didn't take itself like too seriously, did it?
No.
Was that I was gonna say
Not
okay.
really. No.
Well, so I was gonna say maybe that's why it was probably, you know.
It's not gonna be like it might.
It's why it might hold up to some,
with
because if
wrestling fans.
If it was really trying to be, you know, first of all, like I feel like people are gonna laugh, like not because Jericho can't be taken seriously, but if you know the way he is, the way he's played characters, just the whole fucking whenever he would just walk around with a pissy look on his face, like that 09. Whatever it was, and call people like hypocrites, and me and Nick were talking about this the other day.
He was funny.
Hypocrites and parasites and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That was, but like if you see him in there, you're almost gonna laugh. You know what I mean? Just because it's Chris Jericho.
Yeah. He was like decently quiet, but yeah, he did just have that like pissy look.
Yeah. So like it's. Not that he's not to be taken seriously, but that would be something that would be kind of funny. Like the humor's got to be an element of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just kind of like a balls to the wall, over the top vibe to it a little bit, especially with like the wrestling aspect. But yeah, it was fun for what it was. That being said, I wouldn't put it up there with like some of the most acclaimed wrestling movies that have been made. Or anything. It wouldn't be an Iron Claw or The Wrestler or anything like that.
I kind of see what you mean though, because there is a lot of movies. You're saying like there's a lot of movies in all those other sports, including like boxing too.
Yeah.
You know, like that like are perceived as they're like this was an all timer kind of thing. Like like a group of films in their individual sports that they're all like these are what represent the sport the best.
Films, yeah.
And wrestling has like a couple maybe, you know, a few like. And, like, obviously other ones have done some comedy work and, you know, like Nacho Libre and, like, different things like that. But it doesn't really feel like it's kind of a, you know what I mean? Like, they're only here and there. Very selective. Different time periods, different intervals in the wrestling. And Heels was I feel like Heels was a fantastic show.
Yeah. Glow was a good show. That was a Netflix show. Like, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
They have some like documentaries for certain wrestling promotions come out on like. Of course, that's that's like real life. Like that's the documentary.
There's a lot of wrestling documentaries.
Yeah, they are making more docs. Like I feel like other like TV studios and other companies and stuff like that. Like they're doing different stuff now because they realize that it still has a pretty big audience. Oh, imagine that. Like maybe not as much as some of this other mainstream stuff. But by and large, because of a lot of the people that are wrestling fans came together, if you put all those people together, that's still a lot of fucking people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the community.
It is.
So it's like, it might not be mainstream per se as far as like a lot of the way a lot of the other stuff that we consume is, but it's still, because it's still like that rebellious kind of thing. But it's like, it's more accepted and more shown in global like that it's ever been too.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the best views it's ever got necessarily, but like that's not what, you know what I'm saying? Now there's like reach in places that they've never had before. Mostly due to WWE because they've had their legs, they've had this branching off for a long time with their success. You know what I mean?
Literally
and that's why their success is good for the whole industry. You know what I'm saying? People don't because if everybody is aware, then like you can feed through that system eventually. Like that's the place you want to go anyway.
Yeah.
Overall, for pay and for what you can accomplish there.
Yeah.
Now, if you just want to get paid, this guy Tony,
oh god,
he'll throw you one.
I mean, I'm not even saying oh god because I'm like I hate AEW, but
no, I don't hate it. They have some great talented people. I just feel like they need to be steered in a direction instead of like
need to have
you guys have creative control. I'm just gonna pay out the ass.
If you can't give everybody creative control, nothing gets done.
No.
Apparently.
And that's why backstage stuff starts.
Yeah. Everybody's fighting.
Everybody's ego and pro wrestlers. I mean, and a lot of us sometimes like everybody can have an ego to some degree about something. It's just whether you can manage it or not. But like especially if you're gonna end up in the pro wrestling business, imagine all the egos, even at like a lower scale. People think they have, like, just, bickering over there. And, like, some of the people in AEW have never been to WWE, or whatever else, but like they want to hold down their fort there, and everyone there is just they're like they got a foot in there, in all of all the calling and stuff, like what's gonna be, the way their stories are gonna go, the way their characters are presented, everything, and it's just like nobody's gonna want to compromise or do anything that's gonna make them look bad. So it's like, what if the story calls for it? You know what I mean? Like, what if there's certain things we need to do to be more creative? So now it's kind of like...
Yeah, you can come out the other end.
You don't give the keys...
Looking better if you go through something worse sometimes in a story, too. That's the thing. You have to eat defeat to eventually have that ultimate victory, Yeah.
But he's also just, he's still living out his fantasy.
Collecting all the action figures for his bin.
Yeah. Absolutely. So overall, what do you think?
What was the question?
Basically, feature films in...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, feature films based on a pro wrestler or pro wrestling.
I want to say a little underrated.
I feel like you would be sick to make more like biopics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
love watching biopics of people like that are really fucking dude.
Especially if they're like a little older, older classic things. That's like the Queen of the Ring one's going to kind of be. It's a girl I don't even really have ever heard of, so that could be kind of cool. But that's what I was going to say. Like, it's kind of crazy that we got like Queen of the Ring could be pretty damn good. Iron Claw just came out a couple of years ago. Like, it feels like they're starting to do it a little more often than before.
There's a lot of stories you can tell. A lot of stories that would be cool to...
And I think it's a little underrated because clearly there's a market for it. And even with that Dark Match movie I just watched, like, that guy who wrote it and directed it, he had Chris Jericho as the main antagonist. The dialogue in that movie was very wrestling oriented. Like, clearly there is writers and directors out there that are wrestling fans and could make good stories out of some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So, I think it should be a little more explored, probably, if anything. Could be like something nice. There's definitely a market out there. Clearly for wrestling fans,
I think so too. Yeah, I would probably say the same. I think it's a little underrated. It doesn't necessarily mean I think they should saturate everything with it, but if we just saw them kind of come out here and there, like you explore somebody's story, or even an event, or even certain chapters. The way they film movies now, like you might show one thing mainly, but then do a whole bunch of flashbacks of the journey going there. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like. Even that, if you want to do it about one of the big stars or something, like, or even somebody that's maybe a little bit underrated that we hadn't seen much of, that would be cool too. But there is so many stories I feel like that are worth exploring. You know what I mean? In the feature film world based on pro wrestling lives.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, it's at this point,
or even like a company,
a vast history of it.
A promotion. Yeah.
I almost think it'd be cool to make a story on like the beginning. Like do it like vaudevillian, circus tent days, the strong men. Like an old story. That'd be neat.
As it evolved?
Yeah. Or just like the like classic. Somebody you'd have to research somebody from the very beginning. Pioneer.
Well, Jim Cornette could probably tell you.
Oh yeah. But then he'd want to be head writer, and I wouldn't want him that involved in my movie.
So you'd say underrated. All right. What do you got?
All right. So we know Jey Uso is facing Gunther. Now. I don't know if you've seen, like, since he won the Rumble, he's been coming out doing the YEET all over the place, and then about to get on the mic, and the crowd starts chanting, one more time, and then they start playing the music again, he gets up and he starts doing it again. What do you think about this YEET celebration encore? Because Pat McAfee now and Michael Cole, they're getting up on the table.
Yeah.
They're doing, and it's just becoming, it's like...
I think it's a little bit
This is a weekly thing on Raw now?
I think it's squeezing too much blood too early from the. Can you imagine if he doesn't win the world title and he's doing all this?
I kind of loved how last week when that happened, though, that Gunther just came out and started beating his ass. Because it was just like,
I'm going to say
enough of it.
A little overrated for sure, because I think it's too early to fucking cash all your chips in. Really. You know what I mean? You don't know what the hell way this is going to go.
That's kind of how I feel, too. It's just like, we're burning this thing hard, quick. It's like he just won the Rumble, and we're going to be doing this till
they're going to be done with it by the time he wins it.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
It's like...
I would say
overrated. And I like I said, I have already made my stance pretty clear on Jay. Like, I have nothing against him. I'm, like, glad he finally is getting his due breaking off. I just think that it's a very questionable move. Is probably an understatement if he doesn't win the world title and won the Rumble. Because that could have, gone to... And I hate to sound like one of those fucking... It could have gone to somebody young and got him over. Shut the fuck up. All of you. But I would say...
The Rumble was made for somebody like Jay.
I would say
honestly,
that...
like somebody that's been over and like needs...
If you're going to give us his due after all these years, after breaking off on his own, getting himself over, coming up with this stuff, even if a lot of it's tied to just... one word
and a gesture, and
but the crowd likes it. But if you're gonna give him his due, okay, I understand it. I understand why you would give it to him. It kind of feels a lot like Kofi Kingston or whenever Daniel Bryan won the second time, after, because he had the world title before that.
Yeah.
But whenever he came up and like that whole thing, they got him in the main. This feels somewhat. I'm not going to say as big or not, not necessarily as big or whatever. But, like, this is like those. Obviously not the same thing, and even those were different. But it's kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it feels like if you don't give him his due, it's going to turn into the Nakamura thing. And people are going to forget. They're not going to care. And it's going to be the worst thing for him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because...
I mean, I think at this point, for sure, he's winning it too, because I think this YEET celebration encore stuff's going to be done until Mania, because Gunther told him it's going to be 10 weeks of hell. So he's probably going to put Jay through the ringer from now until Mania. And then Jay's going to come out on top at the very end, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's going to overcome it. That's how I see it going down, man. I do love Gunther though, so it's like it's kind of tough. But
he should theoretically retain, but like because of the position they cornered themselves into, it feels like it's inevitable. This has to be Jay's moment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, if they don't do it here,
so they back themselves into a corner.
It is kind of like it's funny because it's from a fan versus a booking aspect, and that's like. I was talking to Tyler about that last time he was up. It's like, I miss the days when I was a kid and like I could just blindly watch wrestling and like just, I want this guy to beat this guy. And that was it. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to think deeper into it. Like I was just a fan of this person and I didn't like this person as much and I wanted them to win. And I didn't think about storyline wise. I didn't think about booking wise. Now I like know too much about the business to the point where it's like, well, it probably wouldn't make sense if he won. But it's like, as a fan, I'm still like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna root for this guy, even though theoretically I know he's not gonna win. You know what I mean? It kind of takes. That's what's funny is like. My parents asked me that back in the day, like in high school. Like Haley's brought that up to me. Like, doesn't it take a little bit of the fun out of it? Like, when you kind of know the outcome, and it's like, sometimes they really swerve you though. Mm-hmm. And also, not really because I just love wrestling, so I love to watch it anyways.
They know when you're going to be entertained by it. You like to see great promo work, great matches, great stories. People come back that you hadn't seen in a while. Like, there's always things and reasons to get you know, kind of excited for and stuff. But like, yeah, like I don't know. That's the thing is like it's fun to see if you're wrong. You know what I mean too? Because like we could be called. We're all convinced a lot of the stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And Jay winning was one of those.
Yeah.
He was in like the ring of people that potentially maybe could, but he wasn't. You know, even top 3. He wasn't somebody people were really considering. You know,
I didn't think at all.
No.
That he was gonna win.
You know, I would say he was like probably like 6th, 7th.
Yeah, I mean,
Then
he was
maybe-
up there of ones that made sense.
Yeah, he was probably no later than 7th
Yeah.
in predict. You know, he somewhere in there he was like in there, but he wasn't one of the main guys. And like you're like, oh shit, the way they did it, like leaving Cena. But see, that's first failure. He's gonna keep having these. I don't think that if he makes it to the main event, though, if it's just him and Cody, I don't know if I think he's just gonna lose. I mean, he might. That would be rough, though, his last one.
I don't know if it is gonna be him
Put
and
him over.
Cody. I don't know.
But he could lose and still get another title shot and win it later.
Is it?
But it would kind of suck. You would almost want him to win a Mania.
At this point, Punk's getting old. Cena's getting old. So we know Cena's on his last year. This is the only year you really could do it. You don't know who the fuck would prevail. I think you should do Cody, Cena, Punk.
That's what I said.
Triple threat. Yeah.
That's what we were talking about last week.
And have Cody come out on top.
That would be
And that'd be a
insane.
big swerve.
It would pull everybody. Everybody would like. It would kind of be like whenever Randy retained his belt. It was like oh fuck. I think that would be best case scenario. Roman, Seth. I still say give him a stipulation
Yeah, that could be dope.
and
Jay Gunther's-
triple threat. Punk gets his main event. Cena's last WrestleMania for the title, and Cody defending it in his Rocky 3 era, man. Like I said last week, and we'll see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, that could be really cool.
And I'm like, because you could literally see it going any of the 3 ways. Like,
That'd be a really cool main event. And we know now, too, that we're getting, for sure, Charlotte and Tiffany.
Yeah.
That was named.
I saw that.
So that is dope.
I still think Io could work her way in and
I
face Rhea.
I think that it
Or not-
very much could happen. Somehow. I don't
Yeah.
know how. And if not, she'll at least...
Take somebody's Elimination Chamber spot.
But she already, that's the thing, is they kind of already pulled that carpet out from under it because she has a title shot versus Rhea the night after Chamber on Raw. So I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Io
now.
does?
Yeah, they named that last week on Raw. That like
Wow.
Rhea talked to
They're
Adam
fucking
Pearce.
this all up.
And they're like, oh, I got a title shot, me and you next week, or me and you the night after Elimination Chamber on Monday Night Raw. I'm like, dude, because I thought maybe, yeah, she would somehow get in the chamber, it'd be a
Yeah.
triple threat, you know, maybe like Liv, Rhea, Io, or something like that, just to kind of spice it up. But now I think Liv and Raquel are going to face Bianca and Naomi or Bianca and Jade or whoever the hell for the tag belts because they look like they're maybe the ones who hit Jade.
Yeah.
That was like another
That's
reveal.
true. It could break off and
So
that would put them on the card. Yeah. That wouldn't be bad.
but yeah, I don't know what happens with Rhea's belt necessarily.
Some of this stuff is gonna just somehow they're gonna do shit that you're like, why the fuck? Because they're in a
I
position
hope
where they
both the
could
women's
do.
world titles at least are dope.
And now I'm hearing the fucking. It's gonna be like KO and Randy, and not KO and Sammy.
Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it be?
It
what?
needs to be. Oh no, it's gonna be.
It
KO
could have been
and
Sammy and it's gonna be it's Randy and KO.
Maybe they'll do KO and Sammy. If anything, they should just do it at Chamber because it's gonna
They
be.
are. I think they are.
It's gonna be in
It's just a little bit
Montreal.
premature, yeah.
So they'll probably it'll be their hometown.
Maybe they'll do it at Mania.
They should do a like unsanctioned no holds barred match, Sammy KO main event chamber. Could be dope. Just let them tear each other the fuck apart, break the house down.
But like this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna start splitting these things up, and if we get a senseless fucking triple threat, not saying the match couldn't be good. I just hate the fact that they would do it when they're missing an opportunity to put CM Punk in one of the main events when they're not. There's no title in the line. I still am like, I'm not saying the match should be like that. That's not even what I'm attacking at all because all three guys are extraordinarily talented. All three capable of putting on a great triple threat match. I just, if it's that other one that we were talking about, like with Rollins, Roman, and CM Punk, that's what I'm like, why would you do it for no reason though? You know what I mean? I don't like that. I just don't. Like that just does not feel. And this isn't an attack at all on the guys or the quality of the match. I just don't like that it isn't for anything. And it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? If that's actually, unless that's the swerve, maybe they're trying to get everybody to think that that's what's going to happen, and then, they pull something. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I really think that would be a better triple threat. WrestleMania 41, like this year, Cody defends it against two guys.
Yeah.
I think that would be best case, and then you put the other two in something. Like I think like a last man standing match would be dope. Because, like, my mind wants to go to Hell in a Cell, like I kind of told you before, but I'm like, I don't know if they'll do that or not, but...
Yeah, some kind of, like...
A last man standing would be pretty
stipulation would be cool.
Because they could both
and you
lose
could,
in
you
that
could
one,
kind of,
too.
like, pull some fuckery with the last man standing, too, somehow.
Yeah.
So neither of the guys really can look that bad if they lose.
That would be best.
I think Rollins should beat him in some fuckery way. I think that'd be the best way to go about it.
Yeah. He gets up at the end, but it's not quite as much, or maybe he flirts with the line of, okay, are you up or are you just kind of wiggling around?
Yeah.
And then he's like,
or
I was up.
Or Roman.
And then they call him like a double DQ.
Can't get up because of something.
Yeah.
He's pinned or something.
Like, they need to have a match like that, though. I think last man standing, they both fucking bloody each other open. Like,
yeah.
Just a fucking...
That could be really good.
Yeah.
No, dude, honestly, yeah. If they take our advice, this Mania card could be sick.
That would be best case scenario, like, if Rock's not on the card, and this is, like, the route we're going with Jay, obviously is the winner.
I just don't know where you go with Rhea and her belt.
I don't either. That's why I'm trying to figure it out.
Tiffany now.
Because I also thought maybe Bianca and Rhea.
Yeah, but Bianca is gonna, I think, Liv and Raquel are gonna face.
And they have the tag team belts, don't they? You said they have the tag team belts, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Is Jade gonna be back, or is it gonna be Bianca and Naomi? I don't know, but
I have no idea.
And then maybe it's a triple threat for Rhea's title, just to get more women on the card. Could have 2 triple threats for 2 world titles, 1 women.
Do you think they do that though?
That could be kind of an interesting Mania card, and it gets more people on the card because there are a lot of really talented people that deserve to be on the card right now. It's like, how are you going to fit all these people in unless you do multi-people matches?
And what the hell is Drew gonna do? Is it gonna be Drew and Damian?
I don't even know if it will be at this point.
Maybe. No, I don't know. It
could be still.
Didn't they feud for the belt too? Whenever Damian had it, yeah, and then Punk fucked him over.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Damian took the belt from Drew right after he won it at last year's Mania, so I guess they can bring that back up. But but they're both in the chamber. Damian, Drew, Logan, Cena.
Who the fuck wins this chamber?
And who's the 6th guy? Damian, Drew, Logan, Cena, Punk.
Is Styles in it?
Is he?
I don't know.
I gotta look it up now. That's the thing. I don't even know who wins either of these chambers this year. The men's or the women's. It's just like, it feels almost like the world title pictures for the ones that aren't solved are so up in the air.
Mm-hmm. Well, who's facing Omaz this year? Who's beating the holy shit out of him?
He wasn't back last year for it. He didn't even face it WrestleMania 40. Last time he was at one was 39 against Brock.
Really?
Yeah.
And then the year before that, he faced Bobby?
I think so.
Huh. Okay.
So the men's is, tonight the last one's going to be decided between Rollins and Balor. So it's Cena, Punk, Drew, Logan Paul, and Damian Priest.
Well, it's going to be Rollins, right?
Probably. And then the women's is Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and then Roxanne Perez or Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, see, I know. There's weird things with those. What was yours, though?
The YEET Celebration
I said
Encore.
overrated.
Yeah.
Okay. My last one here. Now, I don't want this one to go misinterpret. I just thought of it earlier, and I was like, I'll throw it out there. Just as like a general thing. Okay, I'm not talking about cars or homes whenever I give you this topic. Like as far as like a necessary, like, oh, of course you're going to be in maybe some debt because of that. You know, you get a home loan, you get a car loan. You got to do what you got to do. That's not what I'm talking about. The kind of debt that I'm talking about. But my topic is going into debt, basically due to like undisciplined spending, credit card purchases. Like how a lot of people are just like, oh, just put it on the credit card, just buy whatever you want. Let's put a pool in the backyard, like, not pay it off. I'm just talking about like I'm not talking about things you need, like per se. Let's exempt a house and a car.
Yeah. Well, you get loans for those things.
Yeah.
So that's why you.
And everyone knows that unless you're rich, you're not gonna fucking pay either one of them off automatically.
No. I mean, I think that credit cards can be very useful to, like, if you can put a pool in the backyard and you actually can look at the expense report, be like, okay, I know, within a couple of years, we're going to pay this bastard off, no problem.
Yeah.
Then it's not a big deal. But, like, yeah, there's also totally dumb ways to do it, where people just, let's just, get the best car.
Well, some just go shopping and they just buy $5,000 worth of shit.
The best clothes, the best,
Mm-hmm. They live a life that they can't actually afford and they just put it on the fucking credit card.
Yeah. And for that, I'd say it's certainly overrated. Probably. Like, yeah, I think a credit card, you should get one and use one because it helps build credit. And if you use it smart, it definitely helps because you don't have to immediately take the punch to your bank.
And I'm not even just saying, like, obviously credit cards. I'm just saying, like,
just taking
undisciplined, basically just going into debt because you're of just undisciplined fucking purchasing.
Spending.
Yeah.
I mean, that just is almost addictive spending,
It is.
And that is no way to justify that being not overrated, Like, anything that's really an addiction probably isn't the best. So, especially when it's costing you a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's usually the worst addictions when it's...
I think it's a lot of like showy shit too, and it's just like, why are you putting yourself into debt to impress a whole fucking bunch of people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that's just.
Or to like you said, like to feel like there's somebody that they're not. Like, oh man, look at this, I got all this cool shit.
And it's like you didn't even pay for any of that stuff. You're in fucking debt.
Like, who cares if you got all that cool shit?
You don't even own any of it, basically.
You got that chain on a credit card? Bro, bring it back to the jeweler.
He's like, yeah, I got my wife a $60,000 ring. I put that on it. It's just like,
yo,
you're gonna have to pawn that shit back.
Should not be about putting jewelry like in a debt situation. I mean, so I know sometimes you're obviously gonna have to take payments out on a lot of the expensive jewelry you buy because that's just how it goes. Like, you're not going to be able to just throw down for a straight up gold banded diamond ring.
Yeah.
So, but even still, you shouldn't just be like, I want the best one for my lady if you can't fucking damn near afford it.
Yeah. So a little overrated.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot
Plus,
overrated.
the person you are marrying should know you good enough to where you're not trying to fucking impress them with the ring you're buying. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that aspect, but I also mean just buying, I'm buying a boat, so fucking Fred thinks I'm a bad motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's that aspect, too, of a lot of lavish living and spending is to kind of just like, look at what I got.
And, like, really, like I said, like, I mean, yeah, you put on the, like, but you really don't even own it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't, like, somebody could take this shit away from you. If you have it and it's paid for, nobody can take it away from you.
Yeah. All right, we want my last one here.
Yeah, let's throw it out there. What do we got?
All right, well, this is a pretty easy one here. It should be. This is one that as a kid, this used to really bother me. And as I've gotten older, I can tolerate it more, depending. What do you think of the chunky tomato sauce? Like, if you get spaghetti and it's the chunky tomato sauce, are you like, damn?
It's not horrible, I guess.
I do kind of like the smooth sauce still a little more.
I don't think I prefer the chunky. I would probably say fair because, like, it's fine. I'm not really going to complain that much. I probably prefer the smooth, but it's not like it ruins it for me if it's chunky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how I've gotten to be. There was a point in time where I'm like, this is the chunky sauce. Fuck that shit.
Mm.
But, no, yeah, I'm not at all like that now. But, dude, my nephew, this was hilarious the other day. This just reminded me of, like, me as a little kid, but, like, or just a kid in general. Like, kids are picky, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We were at a restaurant the other day. We were at a Mellow Mushroom, and the whole family. And he got mac and cheese because he's like, I don't know, none of this looks good. You know, he got the mac and cheese, and then it came out, and he's like, you're already shaking your head.
Oh boy, picky ass kids, man.
It came out, and he's like, this has got pepper in it. I didn't know it was gonna have pepper in it. I don't want this.
Oh my.
Like, my niece, like, she didn't eat all of her pizza. So, like, they're like, here, just finish her pizza. Like, just eat the last little bit of her cheese pizza. So they, like, give him the cheese pizza, and he, like, ate a bite. He's like, I don't like the red sauce. Doesn't taste good. So then,
Damn.
he wouldn't eat the pizza. And then he took a bite of the apple. And he's like, oh, this apple still got seeds in it. He was like,
How do you extract the seeds out of an apple?
dude, I just looked across the table at Devin because I was like sitting next to him. And I looked across at Devin and he's just like straight faced eating. He's just like, looks like so close to losing it. Like, man, kids are just so picky. So funny. Because I used to be that way with a lot more things where, like, I eat a lot more than I used to as a kid.
Mm.
And chunky tomato sauce was the thing that used to fuck with me as a kid, but...
There's no this is the way I view it. I'm not saying or forcing on anybody, oh, you've got to like this. But here's the thing. Why wouldn't you try it at least once? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst damn thing that's going to happen? You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you
That's
hate
the way
it,
I view
if you
it.
hate it, you spit it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I'm like, give it a shot because, like, especially, like, if I'm gonna vouch for it and be like, this is fucking great. Like, it's something that I'm like, damn, that's really good shit. I bet I'm not really that picky with most, you know. I mean, you know me. Not really like picky with most anything. Very few things that I just cannot stand the taste of. Like, there's very few.
Yeah.
And you know what those are. Okay, there was one other one too that I'm like, I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of that.
Yeah, blue cheese. I can't. It just doesn't resonate with me. Like the chunks at least. The sauce, I've had the blue cheese sauce. It's good.
I think blue cheese, even the real blue cheese, like isn't bad if it's in a small dose. But I think they can really overdo it, like when they put it on a burger.
It's stinky as a motherfucker.
It can really, because it is overpowering.
Yeah.
You know, so like it needs to come in kind of small doses. You probably
it's like horseradish.
You got way too probably punched with it the first time you tried it, and it just ruined it for you.
And I've had it since then too, but I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's about it for you, right?
Yeah.
Unless we have something
what
to add.
did you say? What your official thought was on the chunky tomato sauce?
Oh, I would probably say fair.
Yeah.
I probably prefer the smooth too, but it's it doesn't really. It's not gonna like turn me away from a certain dish or anything, you know.
Yeah. It does bother me.
Unless it just absolutely looks like shit for other reasons.
If it's way too chunky, though, it will bother me. If it's like big old.
Oh yeah, no, like if it's
bites
nasty,
of, like, tomato and onion in there and shit, I'm like, mm-mm.
But based on the pure fact that it's chunky tomato sauce, like it's not gonna be a turn off to me. But if the meal if it looks nasty, if there's flies fucking around it, and
well,
shit.
obviously, it's spaghetti and meatballs and flies. I don't fucking want any part of it.
Not even a little bit?
No.
Flies and shit.
Flies might add a little seasoning, you
man.
never know. Might be a little peppery.
Punch those flies right in their fucking 19 eyes.
I'll black their fucking 19 eyes.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it for episode number 166. Another solo form episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there as we are, I guess, getting past the middle of February somehow already.
Wrapping it up.
Don't you always feel like you get ripped off on rent this month?
Yeah, but I'm always kind of happy to see February go. So
well,
that's
true. That might be worth it. But it still feels like, it's like, man, it was just the last month. Man, those 3 days made a lot of difference. But, oh yeah. Alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, take care out there. We will see you next episode. Have a good week.